Ever so I said Shebium, I was smart Ghana update so. Ora Dominic Ayine, or your former Deputy Attorney General. No akasa afa ensembia ora Martinamidu. E de ebeto abonten concerning double salary ekoso e wo mrahye bedwafie na na mrahye bedwani bi wo hono ma na ase minister bi wo no ma wo so me e wo so 2 million pay ni timba be 1000 just waje aje so no woje e na wakasa afa bi ko na say ye na enim say ora Martinamidu asa de abeto abonten e kire say double salary na ekoso e wo NDC amamu no egu edaso aguso asesei e sa so ekoso na no ora Dominic Ayine ye kire say woni minority fo ehye cho madwene ho ba bi asebiti e ne nan e free ba na say ekoka ni na se o che say so ye minister wo ye MPB and a government official na say sika emprenu e beto bank accounts mu a wo de wonya boni bia because ye wo ma wo na wo se hwe e se bosome so a minister bia gi bia $2 and minister bia gi bia $1 e ti sa ni pa ko na kwa distribute sa sika no e be deposit dia to accounts mu e di se obi gi $1 na di $2 ko to accounts mu o be da wo sika na nya ne dia e bi ko mpo na ni ba ko no we nya ho akwa checking accounts mu akwa hwe se e bia sika mprenu ne ba ya na se sika mpresa ne ba ye won do da se bosome aso ne di sika person accounts mu wodie enu nti no sa asema ne mabontie se wo mpe so mo ye ma ne yete se politicians no enyi ni papa no ono de on support that idea no be be say ye call ni kotie owura Dominic Ayine bra ye ba na me na eje ato aso
live now. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Ayine. Many thanks for making time on 3FM's First Take. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much, Ziba, for having me.
So it's been quite a surprise to suddenly hear thoughts from Martin Amidu claiming that the issue of double salary that should have been dealt with some time ago was used as a bargaining and negotiation chip with the minority. How do you receive this? With shock or it's unfounded?
Well, I cannot say whether or not it is unfounded. But it's shocking that that would have happened because, I mean, as far as I know, okay, the matter of the double salary, you know, I mean, payment that was made, allegations that were made, were considered. The minority had several meetings on the issue. Leadership also met. Okay, so I don't know what decision was taken because there was no official communication to that effect. So I cannot say whether or not what the Honorable Martin Amidu is saying is true or it is a lie. But it is shocking that you would have used that as a bargaining chip. Because you see, I have always held the view that this is a matter of an employer overpaying an employee. All right, even in the private sector it happens, where the accounts department miscalculates the remuneration that is due to a person. Okay, none of the persons, you know, against whom allegations have been made, all right, actively took any step to get paid a double salary. Secondly, none of them was in a position to approve payment for themselves, either by way of vetting vouchers or, you know, I mean, signing off that payment be made. Ministers don't have that power. The principal spending officers of any ministry, department, or agency, all right, are the chief directors. And so ministers were never involved in any way in approving their salaries. Okay, and for instance, if the system is set up in such a way that you are told that as a parliamentarian you'll be paid from parliament, but as a minister you'll be paid a top-up from the ministry, and the person who's supposed to pay you a top-up, okay, then pays, I mean, something equivalent to say your salary. Unless you are somebody who monitors your accounts on a monthly basis to see what is going on, you would assume that is a top-up that has been paid. Okay? For people like me who came from private practice, to be honest with you, this public sector salary, this is nothing that was going into my account. So for me, I wasn't even oblivious of any such payments. Okay?
Yes.
Until the matter came up. And so if you look at it, this is a matter that under the Public Financial Management Act, and its regulations, as well as the former Financial Administration Act and its regulations. All right, there are provisions for recovery of overpayments of emoluments to public office. It's not a crime. So if, for instance, somebody who works in the Environmental Protection Agency or someone who works in the Public Service Commission has been overpaid, the police cannot arrest that person and begin to talk about prosecuting them for stealing. But for stealing to take place, you must have dishonestly appropriated something that did not belong to you. Okay? And where is the dishonest appropriation? If someone paid it to you, okay, and you, I mean, as an employee, okay, spend the money without knowing that this is an overpayment.
What is curious to me, Dr. Ayine, is that if this issue was still a big issue, why is it that the authorities have not invoked the processes to recover whatever? ABA Husseini tells us that there were lots of investigations done, nothing came to it. I don't know what the position of leadership is then on that.
He's right. There was some investigation by the police. I mean, the police wrongfully assumed that those who were paid double salaries could be, so-called double salaries, okay, could be prosecuted for stealing. And so anyone who was called to the CID was told that they were investigating a case of stealing against, I mean, a certain office, former officers of government who were at the same time MPs, okay, who had been paid, I mean, a double salary. Okay. Now, these investigations were done. We were never formally charged. I don't know whether the docket was sent to the Attorney General, but from what is, I mean, happening now, apparently the docket has been sent to the Attorney General. Okay. And then the matter went dead. And you know, the funny thing is that, okay, when it was pointed out that this thing happened under President Kufuor, it means that it's a system failure. And that certain persons, including the Honorable Chairman Sabunsu, all right, and then the former Speaker of Parliament, were also, I mean, beneficiaries, if so to speak, of a double salary, I mean, regime. So it's a system failure. If they do not set it up in such a way that, you know, persons who are appointed from, Parliament are paid from one source. But if they are being paid from different sources and they are overpaid. All right. The best step to take is to write to them and indicate the sum that has been overpaid, and ask that. And in fact, under the public, laws of this country, the laws governing the public sector, you cannot even take the entire sum from the salary.
From the salary at once. No, certainly it has to be staggered.
To agree a payment plan. So I don't see where is the criminality. The NPP, you know, almost anything that happens under the NDC, they want to come and then make us look bad.
Okay.
Okay. Look, I am prepared to fight the Attorney General any day on this matter, all the way to the Supreme Court. My integrity is at stake. The integrity of my colleagues is at stake. You don't criminalize an otherwise, non-criminal conduct. Okay.
So now,
and by the way,
yes, sir.
Let me make this point.
Go ahead, sir.
Crime doesn't run against a crime. All right. So if they are doing this today, tomorrow the next NDC government, that the Attorney General of the next NDC government, will prosecute the persons under the Kufuor regime who were also beneficiaries of double salary. Whether they refunded that money or not, it doesn't matter. Once they have been, we are told that if you have been overpaid by government is stealing, we will also hold them before the court in like manner and criminalize their conduct and then prosecute them.
And that's the point I was coming to. Since you point to it as a systems failure, which has happened at least way back to the early 2000s, is there a holistic approach we can adopt where we decide that we want to retrieve all these monies, or we clean the slate and initiate a new process?
Let me give you a clear example to clear what that is. It's a very simple matter. In my case, I was appointed on the same day as the Honorable Agal. And I remember the two of us having a discussion, and he told me that the Honorable Benkumbo told him that it is neater for him to just ask Parliament that all his emoluments pass through Parliament. And I said, well, my chief director had asked that I should give my details for submission to Ministry of Finance for the payment of a top-up. If I had known, I would have passed through, I would have followed through with what Agalga told me. All right, because Agalga was paid everything through Parliament. He doesn't have a problem with any so-called double salary. Okay? I was supposed to be paid a top-up by Comptroller and Accountant General, and I have a problem with double salary. So you can, if you choose to be paid through one channel, this whole thing will not happen. But they gave us the impression that you can also give your number, your account details to the, the controlling accountant general for you to be paid a top-up as a member of the executive. So if they say that this is doable, and then you do it, and subsequently an overpayment has occurred as a result of mistakes being made by Parliament as well as controlling accountant general, okay, then so just sort it out as a full matter. I'm prepared that if they make any accounting is done, whatever overpayment went to me, I will pay it back, okay. I have never been a thief, and I will say this: our mother knew us as a children very well. That as for Akurutenga, if anything drops, he will take it and keep it until the person comes back for it. That is the reputation I've grown up with as a child. I will never steal from anybody. So it hurts very much that the Attorney General and his cohorts are making political capital out of this. But I'm promising them that the next NDC government, no matter how long it takes, will also will investigate and prosecute any MPP person who, was ever a beneficiary of double salary. They should take it from me.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Dominic Ayine. Much appreciated, sir. And Dr. Dominic Ayine is a former Attorney General.
I was saying, I quite me did the adjoa a champ of my cajon, now Yanjushe and Como. Hey, double salary, a bed.
Hey,
say you need the team said.
What are you talking about? A bed, Papa. Vat,
Sir. We need because
Minion, bed, fat, I didn't say. Did you then say? Yes, will be no chief for some pacodo. No, so I'm checking, so I can't conform with Tibam to move 4.3 million. Or say, Obinim, a war so good in Passua, over Trino. Made a metro home, maybe a free baby, Papa. Debbie, a wobian with a war crown, you remember be free book or a war normal in Yamania, maybe I'm baby Buddhim one more to an A and one Scottish church in Yamania, maybe Yamania, the Anna, which would deal on what deal with Yamania, the Antino. Double salary, they need to bear the name when once some can. Hona some no. The entire Uriah say, and your one and say, Sunday no ni chian hoka. Anna, if people say, almost silly, almost be a sicanwa, me no more yagone. Yakas will be a dear and saying, taking something that doesn't belong to you, taking something from someone without his consent. Where we are, but we men are me. Obi ko an account no sika egu onima no on the onima nsa bosom ya so na na se opeso okoye cash okoye draw cash no okoye draw ni notification beba se sika akoto na account we wu an adwene kora enkoso meba obi an adwene nkoso se onye hu notification na on check ko hu se amount ya be double na because it can escape you, especially omo ye busy say MPs ni adadi why busy na say on constituency ye adwuma na say notification aba ahia na escape no
sure enye adwuma na eje because obi so be different angle
na emom ba na emom say nipa kron dem kan ya o sere me na ya adwuma the same thing ukoji usika na nke nso
a what nka me be ba
anka obekwa akoka kire
ese notification ba ye na uje 500 million na aba 250 million Father, so office watch chase kada. Oba biska keto asa.
Na bro so de wabo no lale.
What you say? Enti se gara voka se wo mu wi a. E fa me bi na se wo se.
Na tio omu wi and enti ampema dia tum poten ne se. Ye wo bibi e fra no temptation. Me kan meti hai. Makatu ya imagine 1000. 1000 me check e kura bia boso ne ma de be ye nyeye.
2 weeks na asa.
Na ne mpeza ye ko nyeye. Ena me se me kwakwaje pay na me say tab because ye 2000 enti me expectation answer near me se me so mpesa me ye no with the temptation say another with the fact say me mpesa me ya de no sa de na se me so may not shame say me nkonko kache nipa na otua me kan say sika na ade ma na boro so
that means say any nipa klodi nipa bonini because as a good citizen and if say Ghana ho da dwene da wo so
na adentina me chia
sika mfanye na say wo ye MP wo ye minister na sika akatwa mpire no ba beto account wo so ya awe say ye fo adwuma no ye ma ya awe say boso so betwa ka 70 million It's 7 which is 7,000 Ghana cedis. That's what your accounts one notification because na ya kwa esika 22 cedis in that banking. What the 1 million crap or 2 months notification about phone so SS car about phone so and this will be a minister and our MP. That's one notification in there. Minute sabe that's aba so we are for some 7,000 but about 14,000 as a minister and as a good citizen. What do you have to do?
Report to the person who paid into the account.
It's just somehow Dominic Ayine kano.
Seta make us agree baby because anka brosua sorry anka answa ka be demand the abroso so bisa questions oh na mpacho mi sika na 1,000 me call 2,000 ba no sen na nka enchiro mu ba ji se ola lady a na se bo aparo ebetuku abasa mo ana mo nipa na wona ko hye ho na mo ye create loot and share so chiama won so tua bi aguni diem na se akwa create loot and share me mo ya na me pe me friend chrono because me fire ona ade ama me ntia bia
you say ye na mo yetimi kwoto ade o wutimi kwoto ade o se nipa ne besesa ma wona be hwe so be wo sa de man o ma me da bi o na o se ka ma me
so ma se de sisi bebe
o se me da asnya me nhira na me ni saye peska ye kwan na se ba mpire no amfa ama na se Ghana for
one way no wia in fact one way or the other no wia
so what you say because anso anka
baka ti aso abro so de aso abro so one report no know why you are being paid double. You can tell us be a mistake and be a arrears and be a tuntina abasa. Now one answer now one partner and say God you know indirectly know where we are answer.
Okay.
Where we are visa and
yeah try and some will Dominic can you just say ex-president go 4 pencil. Sa double salary see ABC etinya NDC pencil na sa anima naba. It is Attorney General so we imagine so betwim on be ha NDC for so about 20 years time come ba on be making sure say MPP for am so ba e bon mu e wo double salary bi on be mamra no ene omadi sa na we so fa so e dey address issue
unfortunate not as a moto no say we ye bi chairman na sisi we ka na some do man no confess na edi agro just obi e ba na obeta free bia na okọ na ye ntimamufo no ye na makwambone so ye num nsubone ye niam bibire nkoyie nka na edundum na mo ba na che mo bagicha mo abaje na mo cha dia I think there is an unfortunate statement for him to say mo koso perceive am so ba be bi you know niam we say we what abaka say we former deputy attorney general cancer asem you know monka breche so ebia ehun na ebia ye nipa so no kwa would have been better so bia yehun sesika no ba double there but because we didn't get time to go to whoever you know paid into the accounts squano say to account notification there baba by nya call by the open tua hoka but ebia nipa ko no ye tua na ka from Accra make us wakwa kodi wa obetua yisu any excuse but to say omo ya yenso ye be because omo duam emra chiribia osamra enini
na ka me bisa say this deputy attorney general make a statement be say just say Ghana say emra no
we are not saying emra ahamra nda kwa no bibia o na nkamra ya adwuma anka ekwan kra ye yi no ekwan chen no obi di container besuo ya ma no sika di oda so te ho di ono so disika no koma ni di no onso ye nhwe ha wo hwe no emra nya adwuma emra na ye adwuma na eye adwuma ma wo mo mfisu swa no enu ti na obi disika kase pa na mkroma ba obi awi akokọ fia ba akokọ dem CCS enu na aditimra na wa ha de ba chinketo ni ja kase no which is unfortunate because yin so as human right and equal right but in reality Ghana equal right and Shatta nyegma wa ha
equal right in wo impinfo
no ho omo aka bi omo atumi kura na de o kase sa na che yen ya yebi ana mo pesa mo ka that mo ye biti mo ya ye beye that is nyo ma no ho dwe na mo dwe ne mom we wi we nka na ntu se be ya oba we suntumi nka na de which is very unfortunate
na just ko ba ne say we scratch way back we
scratch my back and scratch your back
na just say special prosecutor and prosecution office here ti na just say that for papa bi ama
well but to the bibia ba depends on how we do things others say it is special prosecutor and same be say na osan ko bo
because deputy attorney general che say they ka say mu che say ya e bone ense some kan yes ayeso e ba e be mamra ni modi that means a prosecution and another special prosecutor di breno what you the idea
thought also by man special prosecutor obro deputy the say attorney general so
say before so you be prosecute to obi na attorney general deputy for
yeah no mo nyina answer shall say there but adena kasa dey acquire dicey situation but in some way keke kan sa e be sem benefit so ma amo approach towards handling it no any high because yes ana modi doubt to be shanko food na say o man na say mo sheda banya o man ho do na mo be ye bibi create share and say create loot and share anya de order well more nkasa political ti ko betie pa dia sa de we mo handle you know bia wo bibi afako Ghana de me say
say do say dia papa Dominic King e be say scan be to my account we no ko munim say scan your money because only time we dey ko checking account say dey o kan ya and they say ni aba be kan mo am je double salaries mo di aba wonte
mo fanko
e say na eje
mo fanko
wo mo kika mo nkotwia
sharp nkotwia no wa wadi nso no yemfa oboso mi ensa de ente depending on the dodo awudi ye because enkonko ba se de bia Ghana
na yemani pan be 2 years on fantete
2 years there 2 years dey tuya to na council
okay
time dey tuya to dodo edi nsable na so ye hwe won etetew ye tew akonse besa
that you said time bada wudi na ye ode no
no so
tini so na fa twia
say anka ye sanka so in sorrow and reap in joy. But we dey be na utranko yi na ono
what so enjoy and reap in tears
it no and money ade anti no me feel say per se ye ko anim as a country a ye hwe akwan ye fa so ye niam na bi
na ye de ba be
na ye chi obi a we wi o man sika ye chi no a court go come na sika da so na council no wodi court go come wetere zewu a na ye je magu ho ye chi obi a wodi sika ana sika bi ye sika no ko
papa wa yomi ana
ye sika ne metu sika na ye bibi
se obu on manager pade ro mutibe jibeti ye to papa wa yomi say e beto odwase ne japade no bi aso
frakadam frakadam obi no wakato nto yomi fie me ko amuska kama kwakoto
kama
obia nya no kra da se omo nya so mo to hute e na obia so omo o shen da ben he na omo shen na nipa dodo okro obi enhu ankoto anka hisem aka so no ya ndisi anka mpp ni biko akwakoto tenem hwana beka so onto we fie it's not true nti yamba no for westro na ama se nkora mfiamfia bi so omtwe camera so omso a no mudi mpanifo atako these are the things that osaka moye ma mudi hope she the pam say oh ade no echi kwaku no mrane na di echi ya no mrane na di na mamma bunu nso akoma tom ye na yete akwambane so nkofo je double sare we ani we akwambane kwan bebre kwanfo bebre gukrum ha ya yenya sika mfanye na bi double sare we oti ase hen na ete tibi de me hunu say it's about time and we need to restructure our laws no sebe ya ebeboa na yetumi akoyenim as a country.
All right. Abusu ayi de mosia we did your champ when I do comment aba Dominic Ayine ne nsem a waka concerning double salary and I'm na agent na so hwehwe ho komo no enti wonso so no ne ya adwen say you wo ma wo je double salary nya omo fault because nya omo na te control room wo be eska digu na wo distribute scam on that sabe to na account no wodi and as on the agent, some who say to Muno, no, because all more reports so papa. Sending cows 100,000 to cut 2,000 about to my council, no so reporting. And I know some could be some reason here. Sikani be about the can't be sick one. We did a joy champ when they say share my crab.